Greetings to everyone out there in the YouTube land. I'm Ahmed Hassanin, and I just want to give a shout out to Coach Dan. Thank you for all the support you show the team and the players. Everyone hit the like, subscription button, and yell woo in the comments. Thank you, and go Lions.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, it's we'll just say 12:30, almost p.m. Eastern Standard Time. MCDC has left the podium. His presser over, and man, oh man, if you're John Macaron from SI.com, you may want to watch what you say to MCDC. Kind of ask the question, hey, as reported, you got to ask questions, you got to have takes. You got to have your thoughts. I mean, it is what you do for a living. We'll dive into that momentarily. Real quick, if you could, if you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. Also, if you would be so kind, hit the thumbs up, the like button. All right, as you can tell for today's thumbnail, MCDC did talk about a couple things. He did drop the hammer. You could tell through coaching speak, his body language, everything in between. Less than happy with what happened in Green Bay. What coach, what fan isn't upset about that? But I thought it was real clear he's going to spend a whole lot of time, yesterday, today, tomorrow, probably Friday, maybe even to a certain degree Saturday, going into the game with Ben Johnson, working on the details. I think he understands the offensive line's got to do better. Gave credit to Green Bay. You got to give credit to Green Bay. They did a lot of good things, but he also understands the Lions were far more in that game than probably vast majority of the fan base would realize. I can only tell you from my years of coaching, decades, etc., and I agree with MCDC. We've talked about this week, really just a couple plays make a big difference. If Jared Goff's pass isn't picked off right before halftime, if they get a score, even if it's a field goal, you stay more relevant in that game longer in the game. Did give a lot of compliments to the coaching staff for what the defense did after the first quarter. We get defense in that first quarter, especially the first 10 minutes, was even on the field for the most part, especially on third down. But it seems quite clear MCDC is going to focus all week on small details. I also would agree as a coach with him that, if they can just get a little bit better week to week to week, they're going to be okay in time. This team's got a lot of talent. It does need to come together. I understand they've got new coordinators, but John Macaron from SI.com asked the question that really caused Dan Campbell to throw down the hammer, whatever you want to say. What should they have just kept the Ben Johnson offense out there? And MCDC, more or less paraphrasing here, said it is the same offense. My personal thought is there are some small tweaks there. I do agree with John Macaron. There's a little less, at least after week one, pre-snap motion. Will we see more of that return this week? Was there less pre-snap motion somehow to maybe protect the offensive line a little bit? I don't know. I guess all can be true or false at this point until we get further in the season. We're all speculating what's going to happen. I'll throw this also out there. MCDC did bring up about the Chicago Bears potentially getting one or two of their three missing starting defensive players, especially in the back end of the defense, back this week. That's his anticipation. That has not been confirmed. If I'm coaching him, I'm planning on everybody being out there because until proven otherwise, they're all going to be out there. MCDC clearly had a little frustration, and not just with Johnny Macaron of SI.com, but with a couple of questions. My anticipation, he's aware that the Lions did not look great. He's aware to probably some degree all the national media attention towards the Detroit Lions, predicting the doom and gloom downfall for this organization this season. I don't agree with that, but it doesn't matter. You got to go out there and win games. The pressure is on the Detroit Lions to win this week because we know the following week they got the Baltimore Ravens, then you got the Cleveland Browns. Let's also, while a lot of people may look at the Cleveland Browns as being a pushover game, they played pretty dang well, at least in my humble opinion, week one. Week one's a heck of a week for upsets to happen, though. All right, Duke Crew, couple other things out there. If you didn't catch it, Amon-Ra St. Brown talked about the Detroit Lions changing, fixing some things offensively. Johnny Macron did bring up, or maybe it wasn't John Macron in the press conference, maybe it was a different reporter, brought up some of the stuff that Jared Goff has pointed out in the last 24, 48 hours about some of the communication missteps the Lions offense had in Green Bay, how they need to simplify it, make it easier for all. I would agree. Don't overcomplicate it, especially on a road game when you knew it was going to be opening day, when you knew it was going to be the debut of Micah Parsons, when you knew everybody in those stands were going to make it as loud and as hard for the Lions to make any on-site line adjustments as possible. Remember, Goff can hear it through the headset in his helmet, what the coaches want. He has to now verbally communicate that in the huddle, and then when they step the line, once the Packers started shifting the first, second, or third level, he now has to re-communicate that to the offensive players on the line. And if some of that doesn't get put through clearly, mistakes happen, and I thought you saw a whole lot of that on Sunday. Give a credit to the Packers for taking advantage of that. One other thing out there, you also saw this in today's thumbnail. Lions sounds like they might have a little bit of additional pass rush help out there on the field this week. Mekhi Wingo, there are multiple different reports coming out in the last 24 hours that he is ready to get out there and be a part of the team. He is an interior, for the most part, defensive lineman, can generate pressure. We saw that on a limited basis before he got injured last year. They get him back. Not only can play the big edge, but he can play on passing downs inside, and he can cause what would appear to be sorely needed against Jordan Love and the Packers last Sunday, and that's interior line pressure. MCDC did talk about the pressure or lack thereof, said they're working on it, didn't go into specifics. I don't expect that he would. He's not going to tip his hand to the Chicago Bears. Hutchinson, he did point out, hey, as anticipated, would get a bulk of the attention from the opposing offense. And you know what? But somebody else has got to win. He didn't mince words. He didn't say names, but he did say the other guys have got to step up their game, and I agree with it. All right, Deal Crew, that's what I got from the presser. Probably not ultimately at the end of the day any breaking news or anything like that. But let's face it, going into Sunday, everybody knows who's coming to town. Your ex-wife, Ben Johnson, he's bringing in the Chicago Bears, who gave us two pretty good games in recent, last year and then even the year before. Ben Johnson wants this win in the worst game. The Lions, MCDC, wants it in the worst way. Who's going to win? I guess we'll have to wait and see what Dan O'Damas has to say on Friday. If you would be so kind, let's go through the Duke Crew comment sections before we get out of here. Hit that like and subscribe button. Just say, K, what's good, Duke Crew? Now you know, no one's half the battle. Just, what did DC do? He came after at least John Macaron, and I think he is focused the next couple practices, really trying to clean some things up before the Lions get back on the field. I do anticipate, like we've seen throughout the Brad Holmes MCDC era, every week the team seems to get better and better. I don't think that's going to change here. Drake, those eyes from Dan during the presser, ouch. Yeah, he stared him down pretty good. Art, Dan backed that reporter off, but good in his presser. Yeah, he went after him. I mean, not rudely or anything, but he also called him out. Are you sure you're seeing what you're seeing? Maybe not. Dean, no bigger game in the NFL, in your opinion, than Bears versus Lions Sunday? I would agree with that. Clark, indeed, Lions need to own this game. Yeah, if they come through, they're going to make it a lot tougher for the Bears for 100%. Five fingers ready. The life of a coach is no joke. No, it's nonstop pressure. If you never coached before, let me tell you, you got everybody on YouTube, you got everybody in the stands, you got everybody in the media telling you what you're doing wrong and how they would do it better. Funny thing is, when you give those people the opportunity to step on the court, the field, whatever, to coach, they never do. Art, I like the way Dan backed that reporter off. Me too. So, Samo, he gave him a look, Art. Yes, he did. It was a pronounced look. Let's see. Attila, Keith Cooper Jr. starting Sunday over Hutchinson. We'll see about that. Steve, for real? Attila? Nah, that says Attila. K. God, yeah, I didn't like that reporter. I'm glad Dan set him straight. Yeah, I think we're going to get a steel cage matchup on the next WWE card between them. Don, get him, Dan. He got him for sure. Attila, Doc is full of himself. It happens, man. JD, Dan, not making me feel any better. That guy looked stressed to the max. Said we have to win the next Sunday, but I think it's more of if we lose, our contention is done with the schedule. 0-3 is done. So might be right, man. But I guess all you can say, Chad, is a coach, every week get better. Let the wins take care of themselves. You should get better in time. Bo Booth, hey, man, we're about to send out a scouting department looking for you. I hadn't seen you in a bit. Bo, hey, Duke Group, positive words, nah. Woo, I'm down with that. Good to see you back, my friend. Till the Hunt, Chad, people have doubted Dan several times. 1-6 after the San Francisco game, after the Washington game this week. It is a part of NFL football. Yes, you are what your record says you are as a coach. David, that was the defense just like last year, question mark. We could stop the run, but not the pass. Hey, you got to have a lot of the same parts, so maybe that's part of it. TaylorMade Media, haven't seen it in a while, my friend. Good to see you. Haven't heard the presser yet, but Coach Campbell clearly does not want to go 0-2. No, I agree. All right, what coach would want to go 0-2, though? Unless you're playing for that number 1 draft pick, I guess. Chad, Attila, this schedule won't reward a 1-6 with a seed. Sorry, just worried. Hey, it won't. Yeah, I agree with that, but you know what? All you can do is play every game one at a time. Chad, somehow we have managed to get into a must-win game in week 2. That means 0-3 to start. Might be true. Remember last year we started 1-1 as well. Chad, just talking about Dr. Troy 0-3 start and a 6% chance of a Super Bowl appearance. Exclamation point. Thanks, Brad. We're good. We'll find out what shakes. Attila, you're not feeling good about him. It is a common thing for MCDC. I'll go with that. John was correct. Let's see, David, we need pass rush and cornerbacks that can handle speed. All right, I'll go with that. Chad, I'm fine with Dan, but some things are out of his control. Dan is the best coach in the NFL, no doubt. He's the best we've had that I can at least say since Wayne Fonts. Wayne was a pretty good coach. I always loved interviewing him. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and get out of here. If there's breaking news later today, I'll get it over to you as soon as possible. Would be so kind. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, hit all those buttons. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. You know what? We'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.